Now we shall discuss about valence electrons. First of all, you shall understand what are valence shells. The outermost shells of an atom are the valence shells, and valence electrons are present in the valence shell. Valence electrons. Like we have drawn the structure of various elements, atoms of various elements. Again I am trying to draw the structure for the atom nitrogen atom. I am going to draw its orbital diagram. So first we can write atomic number of nitrogen is 7 and the mass number of nitrogen is 14. So here are 7 protons and 14 minus 7 neutrons. Now we have to fill 7 electrons. We can write 2 and then there are 5 electrons. So in the K shell we can fill 2 electrons and in the L shell we can fill 5 electrons. So this is the orbital diagram for the nitrogen atom. It has 7 electrons, 7 protons and 7 neutrons. So valence electrons are the electrons present in the outermost shell. This is the outermost shell and the outermost shell is called the valence shell. So here number of valence electrons is 5 because electrons present in the valence shell are called valence electrons. Now the chemical properties of an element are decided by these valence electrons since they are the ones that take part in the chemical bonding. Valence electrons are easily available for the chemical bonding, so they take part in the chemical reaction. So the property of the element are based on the number of valence electrons. So the metals have almost 1, 2, 3 valence electrons and non-metals have 4, 5, 6, 7 or 7 valence electrons. If they have 8 valence electrons, they will become inert because if someone have 8 valence electrons in their outermost shell, they become inert. Inert means not reactive or not active or reactive. For example, in case of helium, it has 2 electrons in the outermost shell. So it is chemically stable because for hydrogen and helium we have doublet rule, but for the rest of the elements we have octet rule. If we have to calculate for the another atom, say neon have atomic number 10. So its structure has 2 electrons in the first shell and 8 electrons in the next shell. If neon has 8 electrons in the outermost shell, neon become chemically stable. If an atom has less than 8 electrons in the outermost shell, then they are chemically active. So metals are active and non-metals are active. They lose electrons because they have only 1, 2 and 3 electrons. So it is easy for them to lose the electrons and obtain the 8 electrons in the outermost shell. For example, in the case of metal, say sodium has 11 atomic number. It loses 1 electron. What is the electronic configuration of sodium? 2, 8 and 1. So it has 1 odd electron. It can lose that electron easily and get the 8 electrons in the outermost shell and become chemically stable. Everything in this universe try to become stable. So sodium becomes stable by losing 1 electron. So here when it loses 1 electron, here the writing charge +1. The +1 charge indicates that it has lose 1 electron. The sodium structure can be written as sodium atomic number is 11 and the mass number is 23. So it has 11 protons and 23 minus 11, that is 12 neutrons. So 11 proton and 12 neutron. Now fill the electrons here. 2 electrons in the first shell, and in the next shell we can fill 8 electrons. And again in the next shell this is the K shell, this is L and this is the M. In the M shell we can fill 1 electron. Now for the sodium it is very easy to remove 1 electron. So it can easily lose 1 electron. When it loses 1 electrons, the number of protons and neutrons becomes the same. There is no effect on the number of protons and neutrons. Here are 11 protons, writing here 11 proton, and there are 12 neutrons, writing here 12 neutron. It has just lose 1 electron. So we can write in the first shell 2 electrons, in the next shell we can draw 8 electrons. Because sodium has lose only 1 electron. Now the outermost shell of the sodium has 8 electrons, so it is stable. And when metals lose electron, they are called as cations. Right? Now we shall discuss about the anions. There are 2 types of ions, that are cations and anions. Cations have positive charge and anions have negative charge. So when it loses electrons, there is oxidation. Loss of electrons means oxidation. So on the sodium, oxidation has occurred, so we can say it is a good reducing agent. Good reducing agent. Why it is good reducing agent? Because it helps in the reduction of another compound. Because it loses electrons, that is it itself oxidized. When one has itself oxidized, it is good reducing agent. Now in case of chlorine, atomic number of chlorine is 70 and mass number is 35. So number of neutrons is 35 minus 17, that is 18. So chlorine has 18 neutrons. We can draw the structure. It has 17 protons and 18 neutrons. So we have to fill 17 electrons. So what is the electronic configuration? For the 17 electrons of chlorine, we can write 2 electrons in the K shell. In the L shell, we can write 8 electrons, that is 10 electrons. Now we have to fill 7 more electrons. So in the next shell, we can fill 7 electrons. This is the nucleus. This is the first shell. We can draw 2 electrons here. In the next shell, we can draw 8 electrons. And in the third shell, we can draw 7 electrons. So chlorine has a tendency to gain 1 electron, so that it can have 8 electrons in the outermost shell. It can easily gain 1 electron. So when it gains an electron, what happens? When it gains electrons in the outermost shell, the structure becomes like 7 protons, 18 neutrons, 2 electrons in the first shell. In the next shell again 8 electrons. And in the outermost shell, as it has gained 1 electron, so we can write 7 electrons were already present here. As it has gained 1 electron, so we can write 8 electrons in its valence shell. Now it has 8 electrons in its valence shell, so now it is chemically stable. So in this way there is an anion formed, and anions are good oxidizing agent. Means this one is good oxidizing agent because it can gain easily electron, so it is good oxidizing agent. Gain of electrons means reduction. So who is itself reduced is a good oxidizing agent. Now chlorine is reduced by gaining electron, so it has reduced, so it is good oxidizing agent. Next we shall discuss about valency. What is valency? Valency of an element is the combining capacity of that element with other elements and is equal to the number of elements that take part in a chemical reaction. Valency of elements having 1 to 3 valence electrons. If an element has 1 to 3 valence electrons, then their valency is seen as the number of valence electrons. The value of valency is always up to 4. So if some atom has 4, 5, 6, 7 valence electrons or 8 valence electrons, then their valency is calculated as 8 minus number of valence electrons, because the value of valency is always from 0 to 4. Now here we can write, if it has 1 valence electron, we can say an element has the valency 1. If it has 2 valence electron, we can say the atom has element has valency 2. But if it exceeds more than 4, if it has 4 valence electron, we can say it has valency 4. But if it has 5 valence electron, we shall write 8 minus 5, that is 3. So for example, in case of nitrogen, there are 5 valence electrons in the case of nitrogen. Representing valence electron like this is Lewis structure, dot structure or electron dot structure. This is Lewis structure that you will learn in detail in 10th class or higher classes. We represent the outermost electron of an element by representing dots around that symbol. Now it has 5 valence electrons, so number of valence electron is 5, so its valency is 8 minus 5, that is 3. If some elements like oxygen has 6 valence electrons, so valency is 8 minus 6, that is 2. If it has any element has 7 valence electron, so valency is 8 minus 7, that is 1. And if someone has 8 valence electrons, some elements, then we can write 8 minus 8, that is 0. So you can say that the valency of inert gases or inert elements is 0. Zero valency also happens in the case of inert substances, that is non-reactive substances, because they are chemically stable. Now what is the reason for chemical activity of an element? Or we can say, why do atoms combine? Reason for chemical activity of an element or of an atom. Why atoms are chemically active? As I said, everything in this universe moves towards stability. If an atom has outermost 8 electrons, then it is chemically stable. But if it has less than 8 electrons or more than 8 electrons, then it tries to gain or lose electrons to attain 8 electrons in its subshell or orbits or shells. For example, in case of hydrogen, it has only 1 proton and 1 neutron and 1 electron. So it would try to gain some electron so that its outermost shell has 2 electrons, 1 proton. Now in the case of hydrogen there is doublet rule. When it has only one shell, when it fills 2 electrons in the first shell, it becomes chemically stable. So it tries to gain 1 electron. And if some substance like sodium, as we have already discussed, it has 11 electrons. That is, its configuration is 2, 8 and 1. Now it can easily lose 1 electron. When sodium loses 1 electron, it becomes chemically stable, because when it loses 1 electron, it has 8 electrons in the valence shell. So every atom tries to attain 8 electrons in the valence shell. That is the reason why electrons are or atoms are chemically active. Why do inert gases or inert elements are not active? Because they have 0 valency, means they do not have tendency to gain or lose electrons, as they have 8 electrons in their shell. Now Courcelle and Lewis in 1960 gave the octet rule. What is the octet rule? Octet rule means the outermost shell has 8 electrons. As we have already discussed, the atoms of all elements other than the inert gases combine because they have incomplete valence shells and tend to attain a stable configuration. And in case of the hydrogen and helium, there is doublet rule. Next, what we have already discussed, what is valency? The number of electrons gained, lost or shared to attain the octet in the outermost shell gives the combining capacity of an element, and that is the valency. Now we shall discuss what is the chemical bond. As a result of the redistribution of electrons in the forces of attraction develops between the atoms. For example, when sodium loses 1 electron, it becomes Na positive, that is cation, and when chlorine gains 1 electron, it becomes Cl negative. Negative means it has gained 1 electron. Now there is some force of attraction between opposite charges by which they form a bond between them, and this bond is called chemical bond. Chemical bond is nothing but the force of attraction between the atoms. So I have considered the example of positive and negative charge, but chemical bond, it can also be formed. We shall discuss about chemical bond next, because there are 2 types of chemical bonds, that is electrovalent bond and covalent bond. We shall discuss it later. Now you can just remember that chemical bond is the force of attraction between 2 atoms by which they are bound together. Now we shall discuss about isotopes. Isotopes. Some elements have same atomic number but different mass number. For example, hydrogen. Hydrogen has 3 isotopes, 1,1, H12 and H13. That is protium, deuterium and tritium. It means that it has 1 proton and 1 electron, protium, and deuterium means it has 1 proton and atomic mass number minus atomic number gives us the number of neutrons. So here the number of neutrons is 2 minus 1, that is 1 neutron, and again it has 1 electron. And in the case of deuterium, there is 1 proton and number of neutrons is mass number minus atomic number, that is 3 minus 1, that is 2 neutrons, but it has only 1 electron. So there are examples of the isotopes, means they have same atomic number but different mass number, and due to the different mass number they have different number of neutrons, because number of neutrons means mass number minus atomic number. They have same number of protons and same number of electrons, but they differ in the mass number or the number of neutrons. Now the isotopes has same chemical properties, but sometimes they have different physical properties. Chemical properties are same because chemical properties are dependent only on the number of electrons. So here the number of electrons is not changing. So they have the same chemical properties, but physical properties are different, because physical properties depend on the mass. If the mass increasing, so their boiling point shall also increase. Physical properties are like boiling point, their nature. So physical properties may differ, but chemical properties are same because number of electrons is same, and chemical properties depend on the number of valence electrons. Another examples of isotopes are carbon has 3 isotopes, C6-12, C6-13 and C6-14. That is, mass is different but the element is same carbon with atomic number 6. Again, chlorine has 2 isotopes, Cl-17 and mass is 35, and Cl-17 and mass is 37. You have to learn these isotopes. It is very important to learn these isotopes. So students, this was all about your chapter till now. We shall continue the chapter in our next videos. Thank you.